Okay, let's do the multiplication property of equality with fractions. I want to show you how I think it's easier to work the problems. So my first example will be 5v is equal to 10/9, and the directions say solve for v. Okay, so for this problem, because I see the fraction in this problem, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear the fractions. So that's the method I want you to use for these. Clear the fractions. Now, what I mean by that is you're going to find the common denominator, and then you're going to multiply the equation by that common denominator. So I look at my denominators in this problem. I mean, this is just a regular 5. This is a 10/9, so I know that the 9 is my denominator. Okay, so that tells me that my least common denominator for this problem is going to be 9, because it's the only denominator that I have. So I'll take the original problem and I will multiply the equation by 9. So I'm going to multiply 9 times 5v equals 9 times 10/9. So 9 times 5v, well, 9 times 5 is 45, so this is 45v, and these 9s are going to divide out, and that will leave me with just the 10. So now, just like in equations, we're trying to get the v by itself. So I see a multiply by 45. So how do I undo that? I undo it with a divide by 45. Remember, those are inverse operations. So I will divide both sides by 45. The 45s divide out, which gives me the v. And now I have 10/45, and I have to simplify that. And so these two guys in common, they have a 5 in common. So I'll divide them by 5. So my final answer will be v is equal to 10 divided by 5 is 2, and 45 divided by 5 is 9. So here's my final answer. V is equal to 2/9. Okay, so if you noticed for this one, the numerical coefficient was 5. It was not a fraction, but I had a fraction constant over here, and I still used that 9, and I divided, I multiplied by the least common denominator. Okay, I'm going to do another problem, a problem in which the fraction is the numerical coefficient of the variable, because I want you to see that it's going to work the same way. So let's suppose that I have my problem. So this will be example number 2, and it's going to say solve for x, and my equation is 2/3 x is equal to 11. So in this case, I see that I have a fraction again, and I see that I have a denominator. There's my denominator. It's 3. So that tells me that my least common denominator is going to be 3, because it's the only denominator that I have. So I'll take that original equation, 2/3 x is equal to 11, and I'm going to multiply it by 3. So I'm going to multiply 3 times 2/3 x equals 3 times 11. And so now these 3's will divide out, and that's going to leave me with the 2 and the x, which is 2x, and then 3 times 11 is 33. Okay, and so now I'm trying to get the x by itself. I see a multiply times 2, So to undo that, I divide by 2. The 2's divide. So I get x is equal to 33 over 2. Now that won't simplify anymore, and that's a good answer. I'm not going to change it. So I'm going to leave it as 33 over 2.